The numbers are startlingly high. About 6 times a day, an Australian family must deal with the sudden tragedy of a stillbirth. The incident rate hasn't improved much in about 20 years, and experts aren't sure what causes most cases. But a group of university engineers in Melbourne is developing a device that they're hoping could make a difference. Tom Nightingale reports.
Professor Jonathan Morris says only someone who's lived through it can understand how devastating a stillbirth can be.
A totally devastating experience, not only for the mother and father, but the extended family as well.
Jonathan Morris is a professor of obstetrics with Sydney University and is the chair of the Stillbirths Foundation of Australia. Over decades, he's helped hundreds of families.
What mothers and fathers relay is their sense of foreboding about re-entering a world where people knew they were pregnant. Obviously, being pregnant is something that you can't hide. It's out there. Having to re-engage with society is something that is incredibly difficult. Families often say, I wouldn't wish this to happen to anyone else, and are very keen to support research efforts and things to prevent that.
He says the rate of stillbirths in Australia hasn't got better in the past 20 years, although things are improving for young and older mothers. A group of Trobe University Engineers are building technology they hope will be significant.
There's about 4 sensors that sit inside an elastic belt, and that belt is worn by the pregnant mother.
Dr. Custovic is the team leader.
And any kicks exhibited by the fetus will then trigger off a small little pulse, and that pulse is detected by our electronics. The mother can then use a mobile application to track the number of kicks exhibited by the fetus, or she can provide that information to the obstetrician for medical advice.
Is it similar to anything else that's available at the moment?
So there is no device currently on the market that does this. Currently, parents, in particular mothers, go into obstetricians and midwives, and they're plugged up to large machines, which can then track the movement of a fetus. At this stage, of course, there is no wearable technology that allows mothers to do that.
There are still a few hurdles to clear before the device is on the market. It needs to be commercialised and tested in field trials.
La Trobe has a big focus on regional healthcare as well, and we believe that this device will enable mothers who live far from hospitals and obstetricians to be able to track their baby movement and prevent any anxiety that's caused during their, obviously, first pregnancies tend to be highly, there's a lot of anxiety around it.
Professor Jonathan Morris says about 60% of mothers who have a stillbirth say the baby's movements changed before the stillbirth happened. He says monitoring movements could be the difference between life and death.
What this device offers is an opportunity to collect far more accurate information about baby's movement, not only on a particular day, but over time. And therefore, I think this could be a very useful device for reducing the number of babies that are stillborn.
Do you think if this device is developed, the number of stillbirths will drop, that some babies will be able to live where, in circumstances until now, they may have died?
I would be extremely optimistic that that's possible.
The developers hope it'll be available within 12 months.
Tom Nightingale.